Hi everyone, I'm Deanne from Newfoundland, Canada. Welcome to my Flosstubers channel, Stitching on the Rock. We are at episode, oops, I lost my one. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? I don't know if I had it hooked in. Let's try that again. Episode 51. Hello, welcome everyone. If you're new, and I've had a few new subscribers since my last video, welcome. I'm so glad you decided to join me. If you found me from another person's video, I'd love for you to comment below and let me know so I can go and thank them. For all my regular subscribers, welcome back. It's been about 3 weeks. I had planned to film on Wednesday, but Aaron is off this past week for Easter vacation and we've been doing things, and so I just didn't get around to it. But I think it was a Saturday that I videoed last time. So, what's been going on? Happy belated Easter to anyone who celebrates. We had a really nice Easter. We had spring for Easter last Thursday and Friday. We got up to double digits. I think the high we got was 14, which is, I think is around 60 Fahrenheit. And now we're back to yuck. Well, no snow. I saw Helen D posted some pictures on Instagram from Maine, and they got hit with snow and ice and power outages, and we've been lucky we haven't had that. Actually, the snow in my backyard is almost all gone. It's all gone in the front, which is great. What else has been going on? Got a haircut. We took Aaron to our motor vehicle registration and got him a photo ID so we can travel on a plane in June for our vacation. Yay. Yeah, it's been every day. Aaron is at his dad's this weekend, so it's just me and Kitty here hanging out. I've been stitching quite a bit, trying to get some of my yearly goals done on my full coverage, so it's mostly full coverage this episode. What else? I guess that's about it. Blue Jays are back on, baseball is back, so I've been watching lots of baseball, and I've been watching the World Men's Curling Championship. For those of you who don't know, one of the best curling teams in the world is from here in Newfoundland, and they're representing Canada this year, so they're in to the playoffs, which I have to watch in about an hour, so I'm a little bit rushed getting through this. Yeah, life. That's about it. Let's see. Anything else? No, I think that's it. I have a finish today and about eight or so whips to show you, and then at the end I'm going to announce the winners of the giveaway I had for reaching my 600 subscribers. Yeah, so let's get into it. So I had a finish of Strawberry Harvest by Cottage Garden Sampling. Ta-da! Oh, let's try this side. Yeah, ooh, that's a bit see-through. Let me stick this book behind it and see if that will help. And I'm still going to put it over on that side first because that's the way I do it. Ooh. Let's see. Here we go. Let's get I'm terrible at holding. There. Okay. I think that's better. The lighting, I've got a lot of bright light coming in through the window, which is nice because it's been dull and gray for the last 4 or 5 days. So there we go. So it was stitched on 36 count, 1/2. It was a piece of winter moon linen that I then dyed, and you're not getting, it's looking a whole lot grayer than it normally does. You're not picking up the pink very well. There is some pink in it. I dyed it with dye with pearl gray, petal pink, and denim blue, but the pink today is just not showing up very well at all, but there is pink in it. And I'm sure if you want to check out a really good picture of it, you can look on my Instagram. It's Deanne_Stitching on the Rock, and you can really see the pink. But that's the second in the A Time for All Season series that I am stitching. I'll show you, I brought up the first one I completed, which was First Signs of Spring. The robin. Oh, let's try. There, kind of. Once again, the color of the fabric is not showing up very good. Once again, it was a piece, it wasn't Winter Moon. I don't remember what it was. but I once again dyed it with tan and pearl gray. And then the third one that I'm stitching is October 31st, which is the raven on the pumpkin. And the original plan was to start it right now that I finished Strawberry Harvest, but I've got this crazy plan in my head that I'm 100% blaming Darlene Deanna for, that next year I turn 55 and I'm doing 55 new starts. And so the October 31st is one of those. Then I got into my full coverage. I've set goals for what I'm going to complete for the year, percentages, and so I really wanted to get those done before I start the new 55 starts of next year, only 2 of which are full coverage. So I am on Full Coverage Fanatics on Facebook, and they have lots of challenges going on. And so one of them is called the Epic Journey, and there's originally I thought there was 12, so I do one a month. No, there's like 24 or 25. So I picked up my pace and started like 3 of the challenges in that Epic Journey at once. But last month I did 6,700 stitches. Actually, let me get my notes. So I have a sheet of notes. So if you see me looking down for these stitch amounts and the percentages, I want to make sure I get them right. So it was 67,000 stitches I did over the month of March on River's Edge, and I'm going to put up pictures up here of what they're supposed to look like when they're done for anyone who's new. This is a piece by Kevin Daniel. I'm stitching it 1/1 on lichen gray, and I am doing it for my son who loves ducks, but I wanted to have it ready for when he graduates next June, when he graduates high school. So I had to really chop it up because I wanted to get 50% done this year. But anyway, since the last time you saw it, so I had so much of it done from before my last video, but since you saw it last, I put in 3,119 stitches. So that gave me my 67,000. I'm at 18.95%, which means I really need to get cracking if I want to get to 50% at the end of the year. Ignore my thread that is hanging from where I last stitched, and it's stitched 1/1 on 28 count lichen gray, and this is where it is now. Oh, it's a bit wrinkly, sorry, I should have ironed it. I was doing starting with the color with the most stitches and color completing, cross country extreme, I guess, and then I went to the second one. Oh, the first one was the dark one. I didn't quite get it done because there's a few stitches. Here, let me see if I can. Right over here somewhere, there's a few random stitches, and I didn't want to count down there when that was the only color that was done. And then I started on the second color, which is the white, or the 3865. Let me fold it up again. And so I did all of it across the middle. And then I discovered that all of this black down here was wrong, and it was down like 2 stitches. So I frogged that as I was stitching the white, and then I got down to the bottom. Oh, actually, there's a few. Then I got down to right here, where there's a big band of white right across, and I'm like, I'm tired of doing white. So then I started going to the other end of the color spectrum, and the stitches that had the least number of stitches, and that turned out to be the ducks, and I'm not doing very well with showing you this. Let's try, there. I'm all over the place today with holding on to, it's been a while. So that's what it looks like now. So I can pick out at least 4 ducks. So there's obviously, well, if you look down here at the bottom, there's a duck there. And then there's a duck way over, way over on this side over here. This is a duck, but there's actually one coming in right here as well. Then at the top, there's, I don't know if you can see them. If you can see right here, That's a duck flying into land. And then over on this side, there's a couple more ducks coming in, which is actually really cool to see instead of all that white and black. So next time a challenge comes up, I will probably pull that one out again to work on it. Next up was a different group that I'm in, which is called Survival of the... I don't even know what the group is called. Just 1 second now. Alara invited me to join, and it's Survival of the Stitch Village, and there's lots of different like challenges of 200 stitches, 500 stitches. But last weekend, Easter weekend, Erin spent Sunday night and Monday night at my mom's. And I was out without a car from Sunday. I forgot to tell you that. For those of you who've been around for a while, you know that I had a little accident in December where I hit a parked car. We're going to forget that. But anyway, I've been waiting ever since for the parts to come in. My car has been drivable. There was the only damage was done to like the front bumper area. And the parts finally came in. And so Sunday night when we went to my sister's for Easter dinner, forgot all about that, my life update. And so I left my car there and they drove me home and they took it because the garage is near their house. So they took it down and I didn't bother to get a rental because, which I could have gotten, but Erin was off all week. You know, the most I had to do was go to the supermarket or the bank, and my sister came and picked us up on Tuesday for Aaron to get his ID done. So we did the supermarket and the bank, and I survived. But because I was carless and Aaron was home last weekend and then he was at my mom's, they had a challenge on the Survival of the Stitching Village to do 3,000 stitches on a piece from, I think it was Friday to Monday, because they gave you Monday for the long weekend. And so I picked Almost Home by Leonard Aframath, and it is stitched 1/1 on 28 count. Oh, I don't remember I'll type in what the fabric is. I forgot to look on my card. So I got, 3,000 stitches, and it's at 9.75, and this is where we are, right here. And before this challenge, I had the first tree done. Oh, this one over here on the edge done. And then the second one was at about there. So I stitched everything from about here-ish, all of this up and all of this over and this little bit down here. So that was 3,000 stitches in 310. Yeah, so it went really quickly because it was one color. I wasn't doing any changes in colors, and I would they had it broken down, even though it was like 3,000 total, they had it broken down in 500 increments. Every 500 you got something in the challenge of some ingredient or something, and so that helped. So I did 500 stitches at a time. So that was that one. Next up is my mini sunflower by Miriam Broom, stitched on stitch 1/1 on 25 count daffodil. I got in, so far I've gotten in 901 stitches, and I'm at 57.72%. And I still want to put it over that side. Here we are. Let's see if I can get it straight. So this is one that I'm planning to finish this year. So I've kind of been all over the place with where I've been stitching it. I went into the center of the big sunflower again and stitched everything you see there is new. I filled in a whole bunch of confetti stitches up in this corner. I'm kind of working my way over. I've been working on this green here. and over, and then I've added in some of the dark color that you can see around that sunflower. So I've kind of been all over the place with where I've been stitching. And this one I'm doing for one of the challenges. So I have to put in, I worked out, I divided out the total from the Epic Journey step that I'm on by the number of days in this month to get that done by the end of April. And I'm stitching about 130-ish stitches minimum. So if I can get it done finished, that means I can move on to another step. Then on the 24th and 25th of March, I worked on Home for Christmas, which is my Christmas. I should say that all these full coverages are Heaven and Earth designs. If they weren't, I would tell you what they were. This I started for my Christmas start, this past Christmas. And I put in 273 stitches, which wasn't very much. I must have been busy those couple of days. And I'm at 1.46%. It's stitched 1/1 on 28 count ivory. This is by Donna Gelsinger. Oh, Sunflower. It's by Marion Broom. And I think I told you that Almost Winter is by Leonid Afremov. If I haven't, I meant to. So, here we are. There. So I started doing diagonally, and I just found the corner was way confetti heavy, and it started to get really bulky. So then I went to cross country. I'm doing color 452, I think. And I'm pretty sure that that's the window that you see there that I'm outlining with it. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. The color is kind of light, so it's kind of hard to see. It's a big one. It's a real big one. That's going to be a years and years project. Now, next up is another challenge. Well, I have a couple more from the Epic Journey, but this one is for the Stitch the Seasons quarter, and it's summer spring for us here. So I am doing Mini Beachcomber Bounty by Amy Stewart. Yeah. And so this is where we are now. I've put in 400 stitches. I'm at 8.55%, and it's stitched 1/1 on 28 count aquamarine, I think it is. If that's wrong, I'll put that in. And here is where we are now. This one is kind of hard to see against the color. So I was doing the beach before, which is the coral peachy browny color, and I kind of got bored with those colors. So I kind of just did what I did with River's Edge and switched to the other end of the spectrum of colors and did the ones with the least amount of color. So all of that pink and purple, which is all bits of things that are on the beach. And then I came back over to the water and started in with that really pale color right here. And I have been stitching that color down a bit. Kind of all over the place with them. The last couple of weeks my mind is wandering all over the place, so I'm stitching all over the place. So next up is, we'll do this one next, is Snowflake Wonder, which is what I'm doing for another challenge on Full Coverage Fanatics, which is by the numbers. So you just pick the number of stitches you are going to put into a piece each month. I picked 500. That was the lowest you could pick, just because I know I get bored with pieces and jump around a lot, and so I knew I could put 500 stitches in a month, and I usually get that done in the first week and get that over with. So this is Quick Stitch Snowflake Wonder by Lisa Victoria. It is stitched 1/1 on ice blue, 28 count. No, sorry. 2/2 on 28 count. It's the only piece I'm doing 2/2. It's really tiny compared to all the rest of them. So 2/2 on 28 count ice blue, 500 stitches put in. I'm at 20.69%. And here's where I am. It's an awkward one there. I think that's pretty good. So what did I put? Where did I put my 500 stitches? I finished up all of the navy blue. That's the end of that color down that side. And then I came over to the dragon and started working on his snout, nose, bringing that, and then over down on the bottom side, the same kind of colors, yellows and golds colors. And that's where, and a little bit of the green that's over off diagonal. That is what I did with that one. This one is really nice to stitch on compared to the 1/1, the 2/2. But sometimes I've been stitching on a 1/1 and I go to the 2/2 and I forget that I'm using 2 threads, or the other way around. I've been working on this one and then I go to a 1/1 and then all of a sudden I'm stitching with 2 on that and I'm like, okay, that's not right. There's that one. And last of my full coverage, I worked on Quick Stitch Pride and Prejudice by Amy Stewart. This one is for another one of those Epic Journey challenges. I have put in 543 stitches in this and I'm at 11.41%. It's stitched 1/1 on 28 count. And I was going to say it's also ice blue, but I think it's just called blue. And I'm not sure because it's not the same. They're 2 different fabrics, the Snowflake Wonder and this one. And first of all, here is what I have done in total. And my 543 stitches have all gone into that. Oh, hang on, let me fold it up. This archway right here, this gold. Where all my stitches have gone, and that's what I'm going to continue to work on for the present time. So those are all my full coverage that I have stitched, and okay, never mind, thought I was missing something. I put it down there. So the only non-full coverage that I worked on besides Strawberry Harvest was my second house in the Pinker and Pumpkin 6 Houses 2024 sale. And the second one I chose, I said in my last video I was going to start one, was Elizabeth Hartline's Salt Box. And this is what I have done. The house is complete. And this vine or tree or whatever you want to call it with the roses, I think there's another rose up here. I changed the yellow roses. They were originally charted as 352 and 355, which is a peachy corally colors, and I didn't think they worked with the rest of the design. But then after I stitched it, I realized I've got like pink roses and yellow roses on the same vine, but they had pink and coral, so I guess that's okay. So that's got to come up on the other side. And there's the rest of the grass. And I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else in the, let me just look at the pattern. On my tablet here in front of me. Oh, the chimneys come up from the house, but yeah, other than, oh, and there is another design under the grass, so a little viney design. Yeah, so about halfway there. And that's all of my stitching. Plans, I've gone through more of my stash in that, and my plans for next year, for those of you who are new, were to start 55 starts because I'm turning 55. I'm up to 35 on my list, so I have 20 more, but I'm going on vacation to Toronto in June, and there's an LNS there, and so I may pick up a few there, and then I may just go to eBay and get some PDFs to fill in my 55. Right now for plans, I'm still stitching away on these challenges. I've been thinking about my May plans, because for all of you that have been around for the last 2 years know that May is all about me, because I have my birthday in May and Mother's Day is in May, and this year my birthday is on Saturday and Mother's Day is on Sunday, so that's an especially all about me weekend. So I think I'm going to do May is all about me and freebies. I have tons and tons of freebies printed off, saved on my tablet, saved on my phone. I don't stitch them except for I've been stitching the Pinker and Pumpkin. Yeah, I think we're going to do, I know I won't get many done. I might get 5 or 6 done in the month to make them May is all about me and freebies. I'll be linking them all below, so if you want to stitch them, I'll show you where to get them. I think that is pretty much it, except for, and I'm going to try to get through this without crying. Don't hold me to it, because I can feel myself welling up already. On the last video for my 600 subscriber giveaway, I asked you to tell me what was your unicorn pattern, or what pattern have you been looking at either online or in your stash and you just love it, but you just never have gotten around to starting it for one reason or another. And I said that mine was 'Tis the Season by Blackbird Designs. Excuse me. And I had 3 amazing, wonderful subscribers reach out to me and offer to send it to me, which just blew me away. How wonderful people that I've never met, have no idea even what some of them look like, and they're just so generous to offer to do that to me. So I want to thank all 3 of you. You don't know how much it meant to me that you offered to do that. And the lovely and wonderful Michelle was the first one to get to me, I guess. And she sent me home for the holidays with my, oh, it's on top of the, it's on the same page as the pattern. Anyway, that's not a very good picture of what it is, but that's 'Tis the Season. There's much more to it than that, but I can't show it to you in the book because it's on the same page as the pattern. Oh, actually, no, it's not. There's another picture of it. Look. There. I'm just like, my arms are not, and eyes are not working right. So, I can't wait to do it. It's going to be one of my 55 for next year. I've also had someone who has said that they were interested in doing at least a start along with me, because my start alongs and my finishes don't always work out to be very close together. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you. And I have 2 winners to announce, and I will put their comments up here. And I have to go, and I forgot to write down what they said, so I wanted to read it off to you. You'll see it, but I can't see it now, so give me 1 second.
Turn recurring bills into recurring rewards.
Sorry about that. So my winners are, let me find them, because I did do the random comment picker, and I will post that up, but I want to be able to the first one is the Stitching Owl. she said that she would like to do a large all-force embroidery pattern with their floss, but can't justify the shipping costs. I understand that completely. I get that. So the Stitching Owl is the first one. And the second one was Marilyn Lucas, 3918. And she said, would you believe that my unicorn piece is the same as yours? And Marilyn was one of the people who offered to send it to me. She was going to get the book and stitch it and then send it on to me so I could stitch it. So I really appreciate that. So the two of you have won a PDF pattern from Darlene Dion Designs on Etsy. So I am going to link Darlene's shop below, and I'm going to include Darlene's email below, so you can both go onto her shop and pick out the pattern that you want and then email her. And I'd appreciate it if you'd email or comment on this video and let me know what you picked, because I have several of Darlene's designs and 2 of them have made it onto my list for next year. And I guess that is the end of my video for today. I hope you all enjoy your day and have some happy stitching. Bye.